with me journal themed, where we can all take a moment to reflect and regulate and reset. And whether this is your morning, your afternoon, or your evening, this is your time just for you. So grab your journal, grab your pen. Maybe you like to journal on your phone. Maybe you like to do it on your tablet or computer. Whatever it is that feels right for you, get comfortable. I definitely suggest pen and paper because there's something about the embodiment, the somatic experience of writing, and that helps slow the mind down. That helps us to connect to our heart and allow the heart-mind connection to align in a way that's practical and useful. So just taking a few stretches. You are welcome to write whatever is coming to mind, whatever needs to be written, but I do have some prompts for us today. And what I'd like to do is 3 10-minute intervals, and maybe with taking a 2 to 3 minute break to share some reflection, maybe read a poem. Okay, we're going to kick it old school with our timer. So the first prompt is what is coming into light for you, or what has come into light for you recently here in the Western Hemisphere where I am in Venice Beach, California. We have had daylight savings and the light is officially returning. So even though our equinox, our spring equinox, is 2 weeks away, maybe a little bit less, that return to the light. So even if you are in the other hemisphere, I think this through line of a seasonal shift and a seasonal knowledge and a seasonal knowing in our personal transformation and growth process. So what has come up and out into the light for you? Hello, we are journaling together. So grab your paper, your pen, and I'm going through the prompts right now. The first prompt is what has come into light for you, or what is coming into light for you right now. So I'll put the music up and I'll put our timer on for 10 minutes, and let's write together, let's be together, let's be in connection and community as we, regulate our nervous systems together. All right. I'll see you in 10 minutes. Welcome back. If you're watching on replay, or if you're here and you were journaling with me, I hope that you will let me know in the comments below if you feel good about sharing. I'm just taking a little stretch. I think a little quiet reflection journal, stretching, breathing, taking this time for yourself. So something that came up for me in this segment was about reactions and our reactions to people and what might be coming at us from other people and situations and events with other people. And it was sort of like, what I was getting was that hell yes or no thing, where it's like, it has to be this embodied sense of genuine, like, not being bothered. And so the reaction, you can react and say something, but it has to genuinely come from not being bothered. So it's not just getting aggressive back or saying something really direct. I mean, you can do that, but it has to come from genuine, like, I'm not bothered by this, as opposed to I'm completely triggered and now coming from like a fear-based way of responding to this, or an anger-based, or an aggressive, you know, or it's like genuinely, I'm not reacting at all because I genuinely don't care. And it's the genuinely not being bothered or not care that can be difficult to get to. And it comes from just going through our experiences and getting triggered, and then allowing that and feeling that, and then finding those resources, those inner resources and external resources, you know, the friends, the communities that make us feel safe and comfortable, but also like a warm bath, you know, our favorite blanket, you know, a lovely glass of wine, or sipping some beautiful tea, or sitting by the fire, or getting into nature and going by the lake. Like, what are these external resources that we can bring in? And then simultaneously the inner resource of like, okay, this bothers me, and then noticing why and what it triggered in me, what it triggers in us. And then just noticing that, noticing the places in the body where the triggering really, where you really feel those sensations, and what loops it takes you to over and over again in your life. And it's just noticing. And so it's not like, you know, on your way to not being bothered, you lost your place in line, right? It's like, it takes time, and you might find I'm less and less and less bothered. And then one day you wake up and you realize you're not bothered at all. So that's what came up for me. If you are on the replay, or if you're with me now, I would really appreciate a big thumbs up. Yeah. However you're here, wherever you're here today, give me a thumbs up so that I know that you're enjoying this one way or another. And you're allowed to enjoy this experience in this container that I'm creating for you in any way that you want to enjoy it. You can journal, you can color, you can have this on in the background while you do your life admin, your day job, research. You can lie down and meditate and just listen to the sound of my voice. You can lie down and, instead of journaling these questions, you can just kind of sit with them for a while. Let's see. My happiness radiates from within rather than from the external things, yes. Thank you for sharing that. We're going to go into our second journaling interval, or our second mindfulness practice. And so feel free to write whatever is coming up for you that wants to be just written down. Maybe you just got to get something out. Maybe you got to write a letter to someone that you're never going to send. That's a prompt for someone out there that wanted to come out. So, you know, but I also, if you need like a specific prompt, what are you leaving in the darkness? What doesn't need to come with you into this new place of being inundated and indoctrinated and initiated into a more place of light, of to what has come into light, what is coming more and more into light, what is staying. What's staying in winter? Or what's staying in the season that you're about to leave? You know, I think it's good to, even though we've got a couple of weeks before the seasons change, it's good to kind of start the process of feeling into those cycle changes and of nature, and where nature is moving us forward and how we can align with that. So what's staying in the old season? What's staying in a place? What needs to stay in the dark? Okay, I'll see you in 10. Taking a deep breath. Writing the last few words or sentences. Breathing. Breathing in. Breathing out. Let me take a stretch. And look around the room. Feeling your butt. Feeling your seat. Feeling grounded wherever it is. Your feet. And letting whatever insights want to just wash through you, let them just process through. And breathe in, acknowledge them, and breathe out, release them. Just collecting all that wants to be collected. And breathe out so they can be released and no longer part of the stuck energy, right? So let's one more time take a deep breath in, letting yourself just be, and breathe out, letting whatever is stuck in the body just breathe out with the breath. You don't have to do anything except breathe it out. You don't have to push it. You don't have to make anything leave. Just whatever is ready, whatever is naturally coming, just to let that release. I had this reflection of, letting what is no longer aligned just stay behind. Whatever has come out of darkness, whatever was perhaps born out of darkness or coming from a dark place that somehow got itself aligned with you, you just simply unalign yourself from that thing. You just jump out of the loop of that thing. You just leave the line, It's like you're watching a movie that you don't like, you're rerunning a story, you're rerunning an event, you're rerunning a pattern, and it's like you're watching it in a movie theater, you're watching yourself replay those things, replay those stories. You don't like that. I don't like that story that I keep replaying. Just get up and leave the movie. You don't have to watch it anymore. You don't have to witness that anymore. Maybe you're done witnessing yourself in that process. Maybe it is time to move on and to allow yourself to give a proper burial to what needs to be buried, which is really to also honor it. And to bury it in the earth is to cover and, put so much nurturing earth on it so that it can be re-nurtured and rebirthed and created, to create more, life force energy that you need to flourish in the light, in the sunlight. What insights have come up for you? What reflections? What do you perhaps feel comfortable sharing in the comment section below? I would love to witness and support whatever you are going through, whatever you want to share, whatever needs to be just said out loud and read and seen by other people. And that's part of what this community is all about, self-connection, the relationship within, and how that relationship, when nurtured and paid attention to and given love to, can help create space for stronger partnerships, for stronger relationships with other people. You're ready to go back in one more time. I am. So as always, write what you like, contemplate, be with, sit with what you like if that's where you're at. I'm only here just to give guidance and suggestions. You are your own first healer and guide. And that's what this is fostering, that in you. Or perhaps there's a prompt. Let's write about what's your intention moving forward, or what are you? What's one to three things that you want to write about that you want to create in the light, that you need to give some light to so that it will grow. Okay, I'll see you guys in 10. taking a few moments to write the last couple of words, the last sentence or so. And taking a deep breath, acknowledging that you put it all out on the page. You didn't keep whatever wanted to release stuck in there, and you acknowledged and what was upsetting and wanted to be seen and witnessed by yourself, but also I'm sure there were a lot of wonderful insights and celebratory insights, and witnessing yourself reflecting on how you've grown and changed and how you're coming out of the dark, how you are moving into the lightness of self-awareness. And you have created this space for yourself in moments like this throughout the day to just be with yourself, reflect, and practice tapping into your intuition, to your self-trust, to that place in you that you don't always want to acknowledge, that maybe you want to hide from the world because it's so powerful that you're afraid of how people might react to it, and will they retaliate with their own kind of power. And the thing that I have to say is the dark energy, the darkness, it can be loud and come across as so powerful, but the light is way more powerful. It's just way more subtle. It learns how not to be bothered. It comes to a place of full embodiment of not being bothered, to be able to sit in stillness in the eye of the storm in any situation. So I want to thank you for joining me on this live and journaling with me and witnessing me in my process. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this type of live, so that I know you enjoy it and I can continue to do it. If there are journaling type themes, please let me know in the comments below. I was thinking about doing new moon, full moon, astrological events, doing things around the elements, the chakra system, around just events in nature, maybe power animal themed stuff, or maybe just, you know, more just come right and be yourself with me. So just let me know in the comments below. And also I do creative workspaces where we just get life work done, or if you're working at home by yourself and you just want a little bit of human company, my goal is to get a community here on YouTube together so that we can be with each other, because you don't need to sacrifice people in order to have the privacy that you need. You can have privacy, you can be alone but not lonely, and you can do that in many ways. And one way is to come do a little co-regulation, co-work situation, body doubling, work with me, and that will be, I'll be doing those later in the week. So please hit the notification bell if you want to come work with me, journal with me, or anything with me. I'm happy to connect with you more, and I hope you can come back to this session whenever you need it throughout the week. All right, see you next time. Bye.